the Hot Legendaries channel. The 1957 Ford Fairlane. Let me put this up here.
That's the Ford Fairlane 500.
All right, so we're going with the 1957 Ford Fairlane 500. It's an M2 and it's auto drivers. It also has a Mercury logo over here, and then it's got a Ford Mercury and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, Ford Mercury and Lincoln Mercury was produced by Ford as well. I had a Mercury and it had a Ford engine in it.
I like the color of this car. You know, it has a pink on the on the hood and the trunk, and then it's got kind of like a I would say a dark brown color on the sides. I love the wheels, the white wall tires. Dad, what is so special about the 1957 Ford Fairlane 500?
If you notice the check mark on the side of the car, they call it the check mark. That was the chrome. It actually had a gold inlay in it, anodized gold inlay. But now these cars were very special in the fact that it was one of the biggest body style changes since around the Korean War times. This car was one of the cars that was hopefully going to get Ford back on track. Now they did sell a lot of these cars that year, but they were up against a formidable rival, which was Chevrolet. And Chevrolet had just put out the 1957 Bel Air. You notice last time I said Impala, there was no Impala in 57. It started in 58, so it was the 1957 Bel Air, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. These two cars battled it out. Now the Chevrolet Bel Air barely edged out the Ford Fairlane in sales. However, Ford set a record in car and truck production for 1957 by producing 1.67 vehicles, 1.67 million vehicles that year. And that's a record that even stands today. And they outsold the Chevrolet Corporation. The whole corporation, the Ford Motor Company, stood out as the number one during 1957.
So let's look at the back of the card of this car. It has like a modeled car back here. It has www.m2machines.com. Dad and I, we're huge M2 machine lovers. My dad's been collecting these things for a long time. I like M2 machines because of the detail that they put into their cars, and they put a lot of detail that a lot of other die casters don't put, and that's why I like M2 machines. So right here you have the 1957 Ford Fairlane 500. Now we're going from the M2 machines to Racing Champions, and this is look right here, the Mint Edition. Now this right here is a really awesome car. It is a Chevrolet, and I love the way this car looks. It's a 1957 Chevy Bel Air. I love the cream color of this car. As you can see, back in the day at Walmart, it was $4.96. It's issue number 21, die-cast emblem and vehicle with display stand. So this right here, it says Chevrolet. This is the display stand it would go on. Dad, what is so cool about the 1957 Chevy Bel Air?
Well, you had the two-door coupe, which was the most popular. You had the two-door sedan, which was a little less with a four-door. But the most popular and the color was a beautiful turquoise they put on the color, but it was of the 1957 convertible. Now, 1957 was very big for Chevrolet, and if you see the big back fender right there on the quarter panel rear fender, that was aluminum. It was polished aluminum. It's very beautiful back fender on the Chevrolet. Now, they were styled a little bit like the Cadillacs that year, but a lot of people will say when you think of the 1950s, the 1957 Chevrolet is the first thing that comes to mind, with the beautiful fins, and as a Harley Earl design. A beautiful car.
And Racing Champions is also very good about detail, and we love Racing Champions. And the one thing I love about the 1957 Chevy Bel Air is it has the fins in the back. I'm a huge fin lover. I love fins, whether it's a Cadillac, whether it's a 1957 Chevy or a 57 Chevy Bel Air. I love fins on cars. I think they're really, really, really cool and really awesome, and they bring a really awesome style to the car.
They put a 283 engine out in the 57 Chevrolet, and it was the first time that an engine had the same amount of horsepower as it did cubic inches. It was a 283 cubic inch engine with 283 horsepower because of the fuel injected. Ford had a 312 engine out with 300 horses. They both were very fast cars, very good race cars as well. And I tell you, two-tone colors were very popular back then. But it didn't matter what color you put on these cars, they were just simply a beautiful design.
So there is the 1957 Chevy Bel Air from Racing Champions, the Mint Edition, and that is a cool car. Like I said, I love the cream color to this car, very beautiful. Okay, going to the next, you want to go to some, you want to show them this one or some more Hot
we can
Wheels?
do that one more right there.
Okay, so we also have another M2 Machines car to show you right here. This also has some fins to it on the back.
Yeah, it's 57.
So this is a really, really cool car. This right here is the 1957 Chevrolet 150 Handyman Station Wagon. This is very authentic and, as I can say, legendary.
Legendary.
It's very legendary. I love how the M2 Machines put the detail to this car. Look at the black with a white trim on the back where the fins are. It kind of looks like a police car, but it's not. But it's really cool. They put very great detail into the engine. There's the engine, the orange and the silver and the black in the engine. It's got also a black interior, as you can see. This was a really cool car. It looks just like the Nomad. If you look at it.
The Nomad came out that year. It did not sell like they hoped it would, but it was out. It came out from 1955 through 1957. They had the Nomads that were really the most popular of the Nomads. But this was basically a panel van and a work vehicle with windows. That's why they called it the Handyman Station Wagon, because it hauled people and then things would fold down a little bit or be removed, and you could actually carry a lot of different work stuff with it as well.
As you can see, it has the fins on the back, and if you look at every car we're showing you today, here's the three of them. Each car has its own fins to it, which I think is pretty cool. You got the 1957 Ford Fairlane 500. It's got the little fins on the back. Then you got the 1957 Chevy Bel Air. It's got the fins on the back. And the 1957 Chevy 150 Handyman Station Wagon. What tells me about this is back in the 50s, fins were popular.
Fins.
Fins. Would it be so awesome if they literally brought fins back to cars again?
Dude.
I mean, wouldn't it be awesome if Chevrolet brought fins back to cars? I mean, I think it would be awesome. What if on a Cadillac? What if they bring out a new Cadillac and the Cadillac had fins again? That would be awesome. So these are the three right here. We have the Racing Champions, the Mint Edition. We have the M2 Machines right here. Now, I'm actually going to leave these back here because we have shown you these right here. Here is a Hot Wheel called Cyclops. This is 3 of 38. It's a part of the 2006 first editions of Hot Wheels. Dad, what is so cool about this car? This, of course, this is an imaginary car, but this is really, really cool. Look at that! Look at that 2006 Cyclops.
It just stands out. It is chromed out, real beautiful, and usually Cyclops means just a creature or something with one eye, one big eye. That's what it basically looks like. It has right there.
Yeah, there. Look, there's the one big eye right there.
That's it.
Wouldn't it be so cool to have a car like that? I love how Hot Wheels Hot Wheels also puts a lot of detail into their vehicles. But I'll tell you one brand that puts a lot of detail, and that's Matchbox, which we'll have coming up pretty soon. But I love these 2006 first editions. So this one is Cyclops, and this is number 3 of 39, as you can see right here. All right, to the next one. Now, y'all may get a kick out of this one.
Yeah.
This is different. This is also a 2006 first edition, number 26 of 38. And this is known as Hot Tub. That's pretty cool.
I like that car.
Now, what's your favorite thing about the Hot Tub?
I think just because the way it's designed, but they actually made the car look like it's a hot tub on wheels.
And as you can see, once again, this is all metal, which is it's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's a cool car, man. They did an extremely good job on that. All through the years of all the cars Hot Wheels has produced, they've always just sought to be just on the cutting edge of finding the best designs or creating the best designs that would really excite the collectors.
So there is the Hot Tub. Okay, so next for our 2006 first editions, this is number 19 of 38. I'm a super huge fan of, like sport cars. Well, this is the Nissan Z. This is actually when the Nissan Z made its appearance in Hot Wheels. The Nissan Z is currently, if you look in the Fast and Furious editions, it's in the Fast and Furious editions. But this is when the Nissan Z made its first appearance in Hot Wheels, was back in 2006. I love this car. I love the orange wheels to the car. I love the paint job, the decos that this car has. It's got the blue paint with the kind of like the gray decos, which makes it really cool. And so it looks like it's definitely a street racer. And I just love how Hot Wheels came out with this. So this car made its appearance back in 2006, the Nissan Z.
It became very popular the very instant that it hit the shelves, too.
Yes, it's very popular. And this also, I would not be surprised if Hot Wheels makes this a super treasure hunt in the near future, because it's still coming out in Hot Wheels many years later. So there is Nissan Z. If you are a street racing fan, or if you just love, Hondas or Nissans and stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because this is really cool. We got other Nissan Zs we're going to be showing you in the near future.
Now this bad boy right here.
This is also a first edition, 2006 first edition, number 5 of 38, Ferrari 512M. Look at the gold wheels to that. This is also, look at this, it's metal. It's metal.
A beautiful, beautiful car.
And the back, the trunk opens up. Of course, the trunk is the motor. It opens up, but look how detailed that is. So this is when Ferrari 512 made its first, they still have it sometimes coming out in Hot Wheels, not as much, but this was when it first came out in Hot Wheels back in 2006. So some of these Hot Wheels that we're showing you as the first editions, they literally still do have them coming out as different colors and stuff like that, and they're in cases still, but these are when they first came out. It was back in 2006.
All your cars with the prancing horse on it.
As you can see, this is also the short card. I mean, how many short cards do you see anymore? You don't really hardly see any short cards anymore. But this is also a short card. It's pretty cool. I love the gold wheels.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Car.
Beautiful paint job, beautiful tempos, beautiful. I love how they put the Ferrari on the fender right there. They got the Hot Wheels logo, the number 6 right here. This is really a really detailed car.
Yeah, they keep that little prancing stallion out there.
Okay, so this one right here that I'm about to show you, it's known as the Power Panel. And it still is coming out in Hot Wheels, but if you get the Toy Story collection that just came out, this SUV is still in Hot Wheels. Now, this is when it first came out. This is a 2003 first edition called the Power Panel, number 29, of 42. And the Power Panel is still very popular today, but it came out in 2003. I love this SUV because this is all about power. It shows power. I mean, if you took this thing off-roading, it would go anywhere. I mean, look at this. As you can see, it has like a spare wheel in the back on the fender. It's really, this is why it's called the Power Wagon. If you notice, I don't know if you noticed this, but they took a little bit off of the Dodge. If you look at it, they took a little bit off the Dodge. It has like a little Dodge look, but it is the power panel.
I tell you, those trucks and those SUVs like that too were very popular because they could put a lot of different logos
Yes.
on the sides of those vehicles, and there's a lot of companies have advertised on those as
Now,
well.
what do you like about the power panel?
Well, I just think it's cool. Anytime that you see something with the Hot Wheels name on it, and anything that has the Hot Wheels name on it or the Hot Wheels logo on it, you know that they're emphasizing not only style in any type of vehicle, but also speed, and so they could let people know that it didn't matter if it was a truck, a car, a van. Man, it was still beautiful. It didn't matter. It's a vehicle that you could really grow to love and enjoy.
All right, I'm going to show them this. This is in 2019, the Toy Story. Look, there's a power panel.
Ta-da!
There it is. That's came out this year.
There it is.
Okay, so you have this year's Toy Story.
That's the original over here for 2003.
This is the original, and they're still coming out with it.
That's it.
Still today in 2019. How cool is that? So we have the original 2003 first edition,
It's a keeper.
and it's a keeper, and they're still duplicating it in 2019.
That's right.
Isn't that cool? So we have 2019, 2003. How many years is that?
That's a long ways back.
That's a long ways back.
About
So that's how popular this power panel
About
is.
16 years or so.
Yeah, so 16 years. And it still looks the same, which is really cool. But I wanted to show y'all this. There's a 2019 and the 2003 first edition right there. That's pretty cool right there. Okay, next, I believe we have a Mopar.
All you Mopar fans, you thought we were leaving you out. No.
We've actually literally got a Mopar coming your direction right now. If you are a Mopar fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because let me tell you something. There's one thing that the Hot Legendary Wheels channel loves is Mopar.
Yes, sir.
We are huge on Mopar.
They are serious. I mean, serious on high performance.
So this is, okay, this is actually, I want to call this a first edition. It doesn't say first edition on it, but this is a 70 Plymouth Roadrunner 404. And this is, I tell you one thing, when Hot Wheels came out with this, in fact, I believe it is a first edition.
It may be, but it's a Hot Rod. What it is, they did a collaboration with Hot Rod Magazine. And if you notice, Hot Rod has their emblem on the car.
Yep, there's Hot Rod right there.
There it is.
Hot Rod Magazine, as you can see right here. And sorry about that. And also here is, this is it's part of a metal collection. So this is metal. But there's Hot Rod Magazine, as you can see on the top right corner of the pet, or what do you call it, the card. And also on the back of the 70th Plymouth Roadrunner there's Hot Rod magazines, along with a Hot Rod's logo on the trunk. And then on the hood, man, look at this. Whoa, look at this. It's a Plymouth 40. It's a Plymouth 440.
440.
So
that's the Magnum engine.
That is a Magnum engine right there. That is a Mopar. That's you know what? I'm not having good with hands today. So, Dad, what is one thing that you love about the 70 Plymouth Roadrunner?
Well, I can't tell you if I start doing that now, you're gonna be here a long time. because I tell you what, there is absolutely nothing that I do not love about this car. This car was perfect. It was built off the Plymouth Satellite and they developed the Roadrunner, but it has the big 440 Magnum in it. It was fast, it was beautiful, it was fun to drive, fun to ride in, fun to be seen in, good to look at. What else you want to know? He was a bad boy.
So it was bad to the bone.
Yeah, it was.
Also, they were celebrating back then Hot Wheels Highway 35 from 1968 to 2003. It was a celebration.
That was the 35th anniversary. Right?
Exactly. So this is literally coming out back then the 35th anniversary car collection of Hot Wheels. And Mattel does a really good job with their stuff. I'm telling you, that is really awesome. Mopar. Next one up, and let me tell you something. Also, let me just point this out right now. They still bring this 70 Plymouth Roadrunner out all the time in different colors. Now this one, they also still bring out. If you notice, they've brought it out several, in the past several years. This is a 2006 first edition, number 21 of 38, and this is the 69 Camaro. This is when the 69 Camaro made its debut in Hot Wheels. Let's look at this car. As you're talking about this one, let's look at it. It's got the white interior, it's got the black body, it's got the gray trim. Look at that gray trim on there. Very, very beautiful.
That car was a very beautiful car. There's a lot of 1969s I rode in. I never owned a 69 Camaro, but I had friends that did, and we had a great time just out having fun. They were a lot of fun. Like I said, these cars as well, some came with 350s and some with 327s, but they were very, very fun. And once again, like I say, they built a lot of muscle cars during these eras, and so this was one of them. But to get it in the convertible form, that was the top way. Very, very beautiful car. They always say when the top goes down, the price goes up. So it was fun to have that open air feel in the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro.
And so this is when the 1969 Chevy Camaro made its debut in Hot Wheels. If you are a Camaro lover, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got an infinity of Camaros coming your directions in Hot Wheels pretty soon. We got all kind of Camaros. And if you're a motorcycle lover, please make sure you subscribe to the channel because this one's also a first edition. This is the Mopar Madness. That was the name of this motorcycle. Look at this. It says Dodge on it, but it's a Dodge Tomahawk.
Yep.
Dodge Tomahawk, but it's part of the Mopar Madness set, 3 of 5. So we talked about Mopar.
Yep.
Well, literally, they had a Mopar Madness come out in Hot Wheels.
Back then, it was Dodge, Chrysler, and Plymouth. And they had the Jeep Eagle at that time as well. The Jeeps were out. The Eagles were out. They don't produce the Eagle anymore.
This is a really awesome car. I keep saying car. This is a very awesome trike, the Dodge Tomahawk.
There you go.
If you are a motorcycle fan, subscribe to the channel.
It is Mopar powered, so you know it is powerful.
If you have anything Mopar, you know it's going to be good. Next one up, I want to go to this one because this is very special. Dad, we just, the other day on our channel, we showed Novas. Remember that? Novas. And we talked about my Mamaw's Nova.
Yes.
Lord rest her, may she rest in peace. We talked about your Nova that you had.
Oh, man.
Okay, now today we're showing you a Hot Wheels Nova, and it's part of the Redline set, 3 of 5. I'm telling you, this is a very beautiful, beautiful car. Let's put it up here.
They did a good job on
this. A 1968 Nova. Now, this was, I believe, when Nova first came out in the Hot Wheels. And this is a 1968 Nova. And let's look at the back card. This is number 3 of 5. You had a 1968 Chevy Nova. You had a custom 69 Chevy. You had a Ford GT40. You had the Baja Bug. Then you had a 1969 Pontiac Firebird, and right here the 1968 Nova. So you had 5 that you could collect right here, and really cool. Every time you collect, you could put a check right here. Every time you collect them. But this is part of the Redline series. Look at the deep purple.
And they'll be showing up throughout some of these episodes, and so stay tuned because we don't show them necessarily in order.
Right.
Or in chronological order either, but we like to pull out ones for the specific episode that we can really focus on so you guys can enjoy them. But we got most all of them, so just
Dad, Dad, let's talk about this deep purple.
Red line, baby. Hey, the 1968 Nova was a beautiful, beautiful car. They had redesigned it off the 67. Of course the 62 through the 65 were the original Novas, but then in 66 and 67 they designed the type Nova that I had, was my first car. But then they had this is the design that came off of the 67. They redesigned it for this for 68 through, let's see, 72 is what it was, and then 73 they changed the design.
That's a very beautiful car. I love how the detail that Hot Wheels put to this. As you see the red line wheels that they have the red walled tires, that is really awesome.
I talked to a lot of people, and there's a lot of people either had Novas in their families or they had friends that, but a lot of people actually owned a Nova. So they made a lot of these cars, and a lot of them were very popular, and they did have a lot of high performance equipment for these cars as well. So I mean, just fun cars, fun to drive.
So the last one we're going to show you here today, and we thank y'all for tuning in here to Hot Legendary Wheels, because we all about legendary, showing you the coolest cars, the hottest cars from Hot Wheels, M2s, Racing Champions, Green Lights, Matchbox, Mahistos.
Ooh, I got some green lights. Well, I got some up. Ooh, I just remembered. Stay tuned. There will be some stuff coming up. I know you're going to enjoy.
If you want to see some really cool green lights, you need to subscribe to the channel right now.
Yeah,
you don't want to miss this. The last car we have for you today is a Hot Wheels, another Hot Wheels number 1 of 5. And they literally still do have this coming out in Hot Wheels. I mean, it's amazing. And this is also a first edition. I believe it came out back then. The 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. Look at that hot car.
There it is. There it is.
Look at that. I mean, look at the orange. The orange with the black tempo on the back. On the fender, the black. Also, it has the black vinyl roof. The black interior, the black. Look at the black chassis, and the silver wheels it has. Very, very, very beautiful. Oh, wait a second. This is also part of the Mopar Madness.
There you go.
So this one is 3 of 5, and this is 1 of 5. Mopar Madness. You can't beat Mopar. I mean, so that's cool.
Now, these cars originally, remember that the Barracuda originally started off of the Plymouth Valiant. It was a Plymouth in its entire existence. However, I have seen some prototypes and some concept cars as of late that Chrysler is really considering bringing back the Barracuda under the Chrysler label. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just keep my fingers crossed on this stuff, so we'll see what Chrysler does. But I'm telling you, these cars, Mopar Special, they were very serious about the performance of their cars and the looks of their cars. Very beautiful.
Dad, what's going on? All right, so here's a Hot Legendary Wheels right here. And we thank y'all for tuning in. And the reason why we do this channel is simply because we love the automobile. And we want to share with y'all the collection we have. And it is an infinity collection. It's massive. We have years upon years to show you. So I don't think we have to worry about running out of
Not for a while.
out of anything. So if you love green lights, if you love M2s, Johnny Lightnings, if you love Hot Wheels and Matchbox and Racing Champions, and if you love Mahistos and countless others I can't even mention because there's so many different kind of brands of cars we have, then you're going to love this channel because we love all kind of brands of cars.
I got different hats for every kind of car.
And I see you got a nice Chevy hat on today.
My Mopar's right in there, my Ford's in there, so I just got all kinds of stuff.
So it's very
whatever's hanging up.
Put on. So if you love this video today, make sure you put a thumbs up on it and all that kind of good stuff. Thank you for tuning in to Hot Legendary Wheels.
Right.
Remember, keep collecting. Make it fun. Make it exciting.
And you get to really enjoy the friendship, the camaraderie with a lot of people out here that enjoy collecting as well. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of fine folks out here that you have a chance to get to know.
So with that being said, keep collecting and be legendary.